All right, so welcome to 4.10. Teaching my best class, so the lesser classes can watch this via video. All right, so let's look. This lesson, we're particularly looking at the graphing of horizontal and vertical lines. We've come across them before because it's kind of hard to avoid them a lot in the textbook. They're all over the place. But we haven't, and we've talked about them a few times as they've come up, but we're dedicating this lesson to it. So the goal of this lesson is to look at the slopes of these two line types.
How do you look at a slope of a straight line?
Well, we're going to see. Well, they're all straight lines. We've been looking at slopes of straight lines ever since Christmas. Okay? Well, we'll see. So look at the slopes of these two lines, or two line types, and their equations. Now, while we're doing this, when the equation is the form y equals mx plus b, it is easy to find the slope and the y-intercept. So let's first of all graph these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. All right? I'm going to pause this while I graph it so that it's not too long. So you see those points. Go make the dot. So we've got these points here, and we see it's a straight line that they form. And let's actually go about calculating the slope the way that we know how to calculate the slope. So if I look at this, we know that m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I can pick any pair of points. So let me just pick the first two. So if I pick the first two, I would have 5 take away 5 over -1 take away -3. So that's going to give me 0 over -1 plus 3, and which will then be 0 over 2. But if you have 0 in the numerator of a fraction, what's the whole thing result to?
0.
Right. So it's equal to 0. So just remember it's okay.
Can you just jump to the conclusion though? You can look at that line and see if there's like no slope and say like it's 0.
Yeah, that's it. There is no slope. It's 0. But you could jump to that once we're familiar with this. So it's okay. I just want to have a note that it's okay to have 0 in the numerator. That's a 0 there. 0 in the numerator. Yes, if you have 0 in the numerator, the whole number becomes 0. Okay? And if we look at all of these ordered pairs, you can see those 5 ordered pairs above. What does each point have in common? Look at that list of pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. What is similar?
All of them are 5 on the y-axis.
Yes, y is 5 for all. All have a y value of 5. Now, if the slope is 0, now let's just think about this for a second. Let me just move this up and maybe show a little bit of this. So remember that y is equal to mx plus b. What do we know that m is? Well, we know it. We just calculated m. What does m say in the thing above?
0.
So m is 0. And what b is always the y-intercept. Where does this line cross the y-axis?
5.
At 5. So is that like y is equal to 0 times x plus 5?
Did you say it's just like 5?
Oops, I meant to say plus 5 there. Is there an undo here? Yeah.
Like y plus 5. Y equals plus 5.
Oops, let me just use the eraser.
Can you
For a
just
sec.
y equals x plus 5?
Yes, that's what I'm getting to exactly. So y is equal to x plus, because b is 5. So that's really given us that it's y is equal to 5.
Yeah.
Now, what you are going to see, all horizontal lines, like,
Why did you say but 0?
You didn't finish that thought.
but 0, sorry, for like m. I meant to say, yeah, let me go back and just erase that. I jumped into that too quickly again. It's Will Kaufman talking in the back corner all the time. It's just distracting me. Okay. So, what you're going to find then with all horizontal lines have a slope of 0. So the x term in the equation y equals mx plus b, because it's being multiplied by 0, the x term is blown away, annihilated. There is no x term. So all of them are y is equal to the y-intercept. And is that y-intercept also the value for the y value for every point on that line? Every point on the line is going to be the same y value as where it crosses the y-axis. So if you're ever told, what's the equation? Here's the easiest problem in the world. They might say, what is the equation of the horizontal line that goes through the point 1, negative 9? No. What is the equation of the line, the horizontal line that goes through the point 1, negative 9? Oh my goodness.
1 equals negative 9?
No. A horizontal line that goes through the point 1, negative 9.
Oh,
What will-
negative 9.
Well, it's got to be an equation. It's got to be.
Oh, equation.
What would the equation be?
Y equals
Why?
Yeah, would it be the
m.
slope?
Y equals mx.
What we just got it here. Y equals negative 9. If it is a point, remember that a horizontal line is going to have all y values the same on all points. So if it's going through the point 1, negative 9, and you're told it's a horizontal line, it's going to be y equals negative 9. So I thought that might have been easy, but I take back. You're my best class. Oh, sorry. Okay. Now let's move on here. All right. So looking at the next question, examine this. What would be the equation of a line through the points -4, -2, and 3, -2? Study those lines. What do you notice about those points, not lines? What do you notice about those 2 points? Yes. So, our man from Mexico saw that first. So, if we look at these, both points have -2 for the y value. So, let me write that neater for the y value.
Y equals -2.
For the y value. So, y never changes. Therefore, horizontal. Therefore, what do you think the equation of the line would be?
Y equals
-2, yes, we'd already heard that there. From our man from Bowmanville, Sam Baker. All right, so that's nice and easy. All right, so back at it here. This last question, what would be the equation of a horizontal line through the point 1, -4? Pardon? Yes, so Kyle's got this right away. He sees math in his head. Y equals -4. Let's just think about this for a second. If I were to draw just a little quick graph here of x and y, and I had my x being 1 and y being negative 4, I've got this point right around here. Because x is 1, y is negative 4. But they're saying it's a horizontal line through that, so it's really talking about this line here, and it's going through negative 4 on the y-axis, because it's horizontal and it's going through 1, negative 4, and its equation is going to be y is equal to negative 4. So if you're given a question like that and you think, I'm not given enough information, they've only given me 1 point and not the slope. Well, it's horizontal, they've told you the slope is 0, and really they're telling you the y-intercept, and y is never changing, so you've got all kinds of information. So, in conclusion,
Y is never changing.
yeah,
So it's-
the equation of a horizontal line
Wait, are we actually your best class?
is y is equal to b. You know, where b is the y-intercept.
And is always good.
Where b is the y-intercept.
You don't really get up in punctuations.
And this b value is going to be the value of every y value of every point on that line. There's an infinite number of points in that line, and every one of those points is going to have b, whatever that happens to be. If it's like negative 7, every point on the line is going to have negative 7 for y, and the equation of that line is going to be y is equal to negative 7. Okay, so they're all in the form y equals b. So if you ever see an equation that has no x in it, just y is equal to a constant, it's a horizontal line, and it crosses the y-axis at whatever that constant is. Whatever that number is on the other side of the equal sign, that's where it goes. So that is the first part of our lesson.